And I'm muted. Hey guys, welcome back. This is our 29th weekly call with UpRock, hashtag Global DePIN Dive. I'm your host, Jen McEwen. And oh, hey there. And I'm going to bring on stage Jesse Adams, as usual, and Christopher O'Connell, as usual.
Hey there.
What's up, guys?
Well, hey there, everyone.
Good to see
Top
you.
of the morning to you.
What's up? How you
Hang
doing?
on, let me add this here. Oh, hi. Hello, second first. All right, guys. So I got a new camera. It just came in.
Finally.
I am okay. So Jesse's convinced it's the camera that causes me to like get all pixelated. I think it's the internet speeds here in my apartment. I need a Starlink just for the apartment, but we'll see how it goes. So far, so good, right?
Well, you're actually already blurring, so it's must.
I told you.
So it's not. So we're eliminating issues here.
Yeah.
I think it must. I feel like now it's your laptop setting because it's crazy that you're you switched locations and you're still having issues.
I'm telling you. Okay, hang on. Let me get off this. I'm gonna go on a new network. If anything happens, Jess or Chris, you're in control.
Sure.
This was the secret plan all along to take over control of the live stream.
You will have to restart your camera. It looks frozen to us.
How's that?
Not yet. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
Any better?
Yeah. So far, so good.
Okay. Well.
All right. Looks great. Let's take it away.
We're hot fixing, folks.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, good to see you. How was your week?
Well, Bitcoin's almost at 100,000, so that's pretty awesome for the crypto space. And this week's been pretty good. Just heads down building. Like very calm before all the holidays start up, which is Thanksgiving for the U.S. But but overall, pretty exciting time if you're in this space, I think.
Yeah. It's been a very exciting month just in general. And then next week we have Thanksgiving here in the States. How do you guys feel about doing a quick check-in on Thursday? I know that's your big holiday, Chris. You love Thanksgiving.
It's also our big shipping holiday. Over the years, we've often shipped our best releases on Thanksgiving. So we are absolutely on for a live stream next week.
Do you remember, what is it, 15 or so, over 15 years ago, we shipped My Candy on Thanksgiving Day.
That's right.
Our very first venture together. Thanksgiving Day.
It's a big shipping day for us. So yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right. So we'll see you guys next week.
There's only so much family you can deal with, so it's nice to just get on the laptop,
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into it, huh?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so just a reminder, this is our 29th weekly call. The hashtag this week is Global DePIN Dive. Jen McEwen, Jesse Adams, Christopher O'Connell with UpRock. All right, cool. So our agenda this week, we got some highlights and shout outs. We've got a really cool global internet study that we want to dive into. UPT burn mechanism. We're going to be we have some burn updates. Christopher, You can dive into that. We got some product updates and then a quick update from dePioneers.
Cool.
Okay, let me take a sip of my kombucha here, and let's get rolling. All right, so first one, we have a shout out here, or we have not really a shout out, but a converser tweet stream or whatever with Meow. So Meow is doing actually Solana is doing their event in Istanbul again. I can't believe it's already been a year since we were in Istanbul.
Yep, at the crossroads.
And so wonderfully called Catstanbul, which I think is so aptly named for that city. And so we'll be going over so we were part of their LFG. We used their launchpad last year for our TGE, and so we'll be going over with them on what was our experience like, them and the other teams from last year, what our experience was like, the process, and how they can build better, faster, or build bigger, whatever the term is.
Yep.
So really excited to see them. I don't know if we're all going, but certainly our team in Istanbul and Ankara.
Well,
and possibly
there's two. There's the Crossroads also in Istanbul, and then this is their own thing. So Crossroads is more of a Solana event, and this one's specifically a Jupiter thing that they're throwing, and that's coming up sooner. So definitely there are half of our teams in Turkey, so those guys definitely will go. Yeah, and it's great to meet up the Jupiter team because that LFG Launchpad was super supportive. It really led right directly to us closing some deals, and also helped us build a really large community because unlike other launch pads, which are just, pre-sale, buy token, and that's it, this was all about building a forum, building a community. It kind of forces a forcing function for the entire team to learn how to talk in public, build in public. I don't know about you guys, but people are not very used to that. So we did live streams ever since that time, and we haven't stopped ever since. And so, yeah, and we were inspired by them because they do a really awesome weekly live stream too. And so yeah, and they're been super supportive. So great to meet them again in person in Istanbul.
Yeah.
So
very happy. Yeah, we got a lot of good inspiration. Well, we started off with what Seb helped us out a lot. Oh, Full HD Gen. Yeah, I'm working on the lighting too. VDM. That's next week.
It's so the connection too. You fixed it. Whatever you did is good.
Okay. All right. I moved to a different room closer to the router, and I am on a different network. So I think. So next week is lighting. Okay, well, really excited to see those guys. Hopefully us in the States can make it out to Turkey as well, because it'd be great to just be with the team again in person.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Andre, great. We're doing great. How are you?
Hey, Andre, good to see you. All right, so next we have, a reminder that we have fiat onboarding with Cadeau, so you can buy UPT directly from your account. This is live on the web, so you log into your account on uprock.com and you can buy your UPT there. So you can buy with, I believe it's here, it's like Apple Pay, Google Pay, your credit cards, your bank account, and we have a welcome offer. So this is going on until the end of this month, where you buy 1,000 UPT and you get 250 UPT for free. So go ahead. If you're planning on buying UPT, you might as well do it now. Do it before the end of the month so you can get that bonus. And
especially if you're thinking about staking, you might as well get extra UPT and then use this to go ahead and stake it right there on the same portal.
Yes, exactly. And so you'll see the staking button right there. And in a couple slides, we'll go over the new staking tier that we introduced last week.
Yep.
Before we get into that, a quick shout out to DeBrains. So what's Tufi calling this? The Decentralized Brilliant Infrastructure Network. Basically, we're calling our community DeBrains. They're really helping us with like brilliant ideas and contributions, especially the folks that are participating in our Contribute to Earn program.
Yeah.
And they've helped us with a lot of great features and a lot of great like marketing campaigns. Just wonderful group of brains there. Such as the V1 of staking, our referral program revamp, and some really fun marketing campaigns, social media campaigns. So shout out to DeBrains.
No, yes, this is actually.
I really love this. This is really awesome. It is DeBrains.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you used to have that zombies want your brains.
Actually,
this is DeBrains.
Yeah.
No, that's great. It's awesome. I mean, this is what's amazing about building a Web3 startup. It's really our building with the community. In the Web2 space, you're in your own silo. You pay money for surveys, and you don't talk to you. You don't really. I mean, you might get emails, but this is really hype, really active, and also the level of feedback and like technical feedback we get. I mean, I guess why we call you guys the GigaBrains, because we get. I mean, some of our products are very technical, and we need to break it down and make them simple and useful for everyone that's not just into crypto all the time. And so it just sometimes we'll draft something, we'll put it out there into the universe, and then you guys will read it, and we'll. It's just kind of fresh air to hear other perspectives. Sometimes we didn't think of it as, we didn't think of it in a way that other people might too. Because until you put it out there, you don't know how people will react. And so it just helps us reduce the amount of mistakes, makes us move faster. but also just makes us build smarter because we're getting feedback faster. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, very happy. And if anyone listening wants to join in with their feedback and their suggestions or anything like that, I really encourage you to join our Discord and join our Contribute to Earn program. So if you got some great ideas, might as well contribute that and earn some rewards for helping us shape the future of UpRock. Yep. So please do that. We already got some great contributors there. You see a lot, they're very active. So you see a lot of them here on the live stream as well. I see a few here as well. So Drew asked, if you got D's in high school, can you be part of D-Brains? Well, I don't think that, I think that is absolutely possible. And I don't think that grades matter. It's action that matters.
Yeah, school wasn't for everybody.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't remember anything from high school, honestly. All right, moving on. Let me bring this back up. Right, y'all. Okay. Another reminder with IoTex. So IoTex has launched pretty much the largest DePIN campaign ever, and it's supported by OKX and Gate, and they're giving out 1 million IoTex tokens. They have 30 plus DePIN partners, including us. And all of these projects, these partner projects, are giving out their tokens to reward programs that are going to be featured and supported by OKX and Gate. And some of the examples of this are things like a social media campaign, so like, follow, tweet, running nodes, things like that, learn to earn programs. So it's very rewarding and very fun for everybody. This generous campaign is lasting for 3 months. And we have ours as well here. So you can earn 200K in UPT rewards. So please go check out IoTex and join this. And you got 3 months to do it and get your
Here you go. This
there
is
you
the
go.
URL. This will link to other. This will give you more details, and also a lot of the campaigns are powered by Galaxy, which is like campaigns like follow us, share with your friends, doing on-chain tasks like hold enough tokens in your wallet, etc. But you can learn more details there. And yeah, this is the biggest DePIN campaign ever. They're giving out literally millions of dollars in DePIN tokens across 30 partners, and UpRock is a featured partner. So we're also giving out a generous bounty to earn UPT. Yeah.
So head over. You got 3 months, but don't let that slip by. Don't rest on your laurels there. Okay,
hey, what's up, Dats?
Oh, Dats is here. Hey, what's up, Serkan? Good to see you. Dats, what's up?
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey.
Hey, Serkan. Good to see you.
All right, cool.
All right, so yesterday, Jess, you were on this Twitter live space talking about Solana DePIN. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was actually a nice 1 hour table with some very inspiring leaders in the DePIN space. So it's on my social feed, and it's also on UpRock. We highlighted it. It's about an hour call. If you just want to learn about Hivemapper and GeoNet and Render and UpRock and a bunch of others. So it was a really fast paced. Got to hear what we all worked on, what's coming in the near future, and how we think about DePIN. And but yeah, it was really, because there was like quite a few of us. It's very high energy and really fast paced. So you can hear from a lot of really people who know what they're doing. And it's very inspiring. I left very inspired from that call, yeah, so it was good. So check it out. It was just yesterday. So you can go onto my X profile. You'll see it there. In fact, I'll probably just.
There we go.
Link it.
Well, actually, you don't want to type out all that status, but just go x.com/syndica_IO, and they'll have it there. Or you go to UpRock.com, x.com/UpRock.com.
Yep.
For that. Yeah, that was really good. I think you guys had a bit of a I started off a little tough. They're giving me a run for my money because you guys they couldn't hear you for a second. So just bear with the first few minutes.
Yeah.
If that is on
really
the replay. But it's a very good stream. You guys had a lot of good people on that.
Yeah, XNet and Star Power, Wingbit, Sourceful, like I said, Render, Hivemapper, and ourselves. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we have a fun. We did this. So Capsule Lab reviewed our speed test data over the last 12 months, And we've got some really great insights here. So I thought that we could get into this, guys. And I guess we'll just talk it through together.
So I'm actually so incredibly excited about this because after, people keep asking us, okay, so UpRock, you're building this great thing. We're supposedly, what are you actually doing? When can we see some data? And so we're finally, we had somebody do some real looking and do some real digging in over 400 million speed tests from around the world. And this is probably one of the most complete speed test data sets in terms of real users, verifiable real users that are out there. Certainly, there may be some big companies that privately have internally bigger data sets, but nothing that's out there. So I am so thrilled that we are finally sharing this with all of you. This is what our community helped us build.
Yes.
So let's dig into it.
That's good. Let's get into it, and then we get to nerd out with Chris. So this is going to be really fun. So first off,
and let me preface one more thing too. Is like we mentioned last week, there's two things coming, which is why we're also sharing this. Because one, we are building a dashboard, a public live dashboard where you can see these things all the time. So not just talk about our install numbers and how many live nodes we have, but what does it actually translate to as far as like how we what kind of powers we can unlock for businesses. So what kind of transactions we do, how many transactions we do, how many speed tests we do every day, what kind of available bandwidth, compute power is available in the network at any given moment. That same dashboard is also going to have our burn mechanism, so you can see how much our revenue is actually burning UPT. So that's dashboard's building, and we're going to launch it as soon as possible. I'm thinking like end of this month, at least you start seeing it. And then the second thing that's coming very, very soon is our actual B2B portal. I mentioned on the live stream yesterday with the DePIN call. It's called UpRock Prism, and that's going to be because we're already working on business deals now, and we're getting a few that are generating revenue already. But we want to we actually want to have a portal so people can go and see it. Because if you go to our site today, it's very consumer heavy. You don't actually know there's a B2B section yet. So we are doing deals. We're cooking on the background. But we actually want to have a portal where people can go and see our three main products, which is data collection, network intelligence, or uptime website monitoring tools, and then distributed mobile compute jobs. Those are kind of the three categories that this DePIN network enables. So this dashboard is a highlight of how that is going to help businesses worldwide. So okay, so that's those things I want to talk about. Dashboard and the portal is coming.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's get into some of this.
And this, let me just add this specifically. So the dashboard is going to have a lot of data. But what we actually did here, what's great about this, is we actually, somebody actually did like a real analysis of this data. So not just looking at the data, but actually dug into it to find some insights out of it, which I think are very, very interesting. So this is the sort of thing where we'll be looking to partner with analysts or other people who are interested. So obviously all the data is going to be out there on the dashboard, but also partner with people who are interested in actually producing reports and insights based on that data. And this is the first one of those, which we're making available. Jen or Jess, you can tell me, is it live on the website right now? We're going to be putting this up today for people to download on
I think
our
maybe
socials, I guess.
I think a couple of charts will go up. Like we're thinking uprock.com/dashboard is where it's going to be. We're going to add the burn stuff on our tokenomics page too. But on the dashboard, we're going to just it's going to be iterative. So we're going to get new charts up.
This report. This report is great. Are we going to just release this on X or?
We might just make it downloadable on X. Yeah, I'm not sure we could put on our Gitbook where you can just download the PDF on Gitbook.
Oh yeah, we should do that because they created a great PDF that digs into a lot of the more detail on this. And I'd love to share this with everyone. So we'll put it up. You guys will find a link to it on our socials later today.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So first we got up here, one of the highlights is traffic asymmetry. So for those who, I guess, Chris, you could get into it more, but let me do a quick queue up. Traffic asymmetry essentially highlights whether an internet system is optimized for uploading or downloading data, and that reflects like the infrastructure and the usage patterns and the technological focus of each region. So we've got some insight here on each region's asymmetry. So upload skewed, that means that the upload speeds are higher than download speeds. And that's generally common in areas where users generate large amounts of data, such as videos and content. So like a lot of content creation. Download skewed means the opposite. So download speeds generally exceed upload speeds. And this is more common in consumer heavy markets. And then of course you have balanced, which is, upload and download are near equal. And this reflects regions where the technology is, or the infrastructure is technically or generally well balanced and advanced. So a well-rounded infrastructure.
Yeah, and I think digging into this, what's interesting about it is what this shows is that if you look at the upload skewed versus the download skewed, so obviously the really big, well-established markets in North America and Western Europe are pretty well balanced because their internet infrastructure may not always be the fastest, but it's pretty well developed, and so at any given time there's plenty of upload and plenty of download available. Remember, these are the speeds that that UpRock is actually able to achieve across all these networks around the world. Mm-hmm. And so what's interesting, if you look at the upload skewed, that's the warmer colored areas on this chart. It really tends to cluster in some of the developing areas. And what I think as we look into this and we see how the performance, we kind of really dig into the performance numbers here. I actually think this isn't so much about the mobile carriers in these regions designing their networks to be upload skewed. I think it's about the fact that these regions are growing so fast. There's such incredible growth in Central and Western Africa, in parts of Near and Southeast Asia, that what happens is that the ISPs actually just can't even keep up with the rate at which people are coming online. And so what ends up happening is that the download connection, which tends to be the one that people use more, ends up being just full. Like at any given moment, if you're in one of these West African countries, there's so many people who are downloading things from the cell tower that it's just at its maximum capacity. And so that's why we see a lower download speed there, is because there's a lot of congestion. On the flip side, some of these countries, like for instance, where we have the upload skew, where we have the download skew, that is the downloads are faster than the uploads, places like Australia and parts of South America, I think that that's really indicative of these tend to be countries that are relatively sparsely populated. And so what ends up happening is just one cell tower is so much bigger than you need. And the fact that we're using a distributed network for our testing means that the downloads are coming from maybe a local server. And so what ends up happening is the download's just faster than the upload for that reason, because the upload goes back to one of about a dozen locations, whereas the downloads can come from over 40. And so we're actually seeing that asymmetry between sort of content delivery versus content upload in those regions. But what's interesting is if you look at, if you kind of take this map and you do a little Googling about like, what are the countries that has the fastest growing adoption of cell phones? What are the countries that have some of the fastest growing digital economies? There's a really high correlation between these upload skewed countries and the countries that are becoming digital economies the fastest. And so I think that just goes to show, if you're in one of those upload skewed countries, you probably have personal experience with this, that people are getting new phones and faster phones so often and so quickly that it's like a perpetual challenge for the internet providers to keep up with that.
Yeah. Yep. So what do you guys think about? Let's do some thought experiments, or not thought experiments, but let's just hash that out. What do you guys think about like business cases or use cases? What should each area, like with these different upload, download, skews, all that symmetry buckets? What do you think are the focus areas or the business use cases? Or let's start on the focus areas for each one. What are you guys' opinions on each?
Well, I think one of the things that this really shows, and this is really the power of UpRock, why when somebody's doing, whether it's a survey like this or real workloads like crawling and other things, or testing. I saw the Dutch boys popped into our chat today. Why do you need a network like UpRock? And the reason is because it's easy enough to go on a website and to say, okay, that this new phone that a lot of people have supports these particular speeds, and it's going to be able to load websites at that speed. And the reality is, just because it's technically capable of doing it doesn't mean that it actually can on any day of the week in one of these countries. And so this really demonstrates the power of UpRock and how important it is if you want to do a wide scale crawling or a wide scale network test or a wide scale uptime test throughout the world. You actually have to have devices in that region to get to see how it's going to work and to get a representative performance sample.
Yeah.
The flip side, of course, is that what's interesting is I think I don't want to draw too broad of a stereotype here, but certainly Australia had a reputation among network people for a long time as being a country that had slow internet speeds, especially like it was really hard to maybe download and watch videos there. And I think what we see from our data is that that's not true anymore. That's like an old stereotype that maybe that was true 5 years ago, but now it's time for us to like update our expectations and our understanding of that the internet in Australia isn't slow anymore. It's actually pretty fast.
And yeah, how would this translate to a business use case? Because this is actually we're doing this for a couple of customers now. If you want to know, for example, whether you're monitoring a website or a server like an RPC server. An RPC server is like a special kind of computer server that helps applications and users interact with the blockchain, essentially. So anytime you're using a crypto wallet, you're having to go through an RPC, or even your website. So today, if you wanted to know how fast is my site, what's my uptime and download speed, how is my site performance around the world? If you use kind of the Web 2 versions of this, there's companies called Uptime Robot or Ping them. What they're doing is usually just rotating data centers, because to manage 1 million plus real human device network is a lot of work. Most people don't do it. They just use regular servers. So they're just letting you know, this is how fast your site runs from a data center near you. Or from here's like the main data centers around the world. It is not as granular as what you can do with actually loading your site on real devices around the world. And now you can provide a far superior data product, far superior.
Yep.
Now you can see very specifically, wow, our site is really slow in Hong Kong. What the hell? And the more details you can get, more data you can give a developer, the better they can actually solve the problem. And so this is why it's so powerful to have. This is why this tokenized DePIN network is actually the better way to build those kind of uptime network intelligence tool products. This is what a tokenized network actually enables. DePIN network actually enables that in the Web 2 world was just too costly, too hard to manage. When you get the people involved and share the rev share, it's actually possible. And yeah, that's amazing. So now, instead of just showing, have you guys seen these projects called status page, where you can go to someone's website? The status pages are provided by many providers like Atlassian. There's a few out there. And if you can see like, oh, is Solana down? They might have a Solana status page. And this usually just shows you a couple of servers and it's just a green blip and it says, yes, it's been up, down, or tells you how many times it's been up over the course of time. With a DePIN network, it can be even better than that. Now you can say it's been up in these cities. Like you can actually go by geo and city, because that's what this enables. So it's just going to be a better status page product that's DePIN powered by UpRock.
Well, and the other aspect of it. So first of all, let me answer the question. So somebody asked, is this info gained through the UpRock app? Yes, exactly. This is our first big public data set of what you have all been helping us to build. So this is sort of a snapshot from all of our millions of UpRock users, and you guys have helped us actually gain this real deep insight into how the internet performs in 2024 around the world and on mobile devices. That's the other thing. Very few, even among the relatively large providers of this kind of data, a lot of them are based on desktop computers, which means you're connecting via either a fixed network connection or Wi-Fi, something like that. This is a significant portion of this is actually based on real mobile data performance. Another side of it, though, so Jesse, absolutely right, for Web 2 use cases, this is the real deal. The other thing, though, that we should talk about, because we are a Web 3 company and we know how much it's getting bigger, is what this means for Web 3 users. And so one of the things that's interesting about this is in the countries that are download skewed, that means potentially that you'll have no difficulty accessing recent blocks from a blockchain, but you might have more difficulty pushing a new block in time. On the flip side, and this is kind of counterintuitive, the countries that are upload skewed, the ones that are warmer colors in this graph, you might actually have a hard time downloading the latest blocks from a blockchain. which could definitely make it feel like the system is like performing slowly, or like you're sort of always behind on the blockchain. But the flip side of that is because the upload speeds are faster than the download speeds, that means that those devices in those countries should actually have a really, really good ability to submit new blocks, because they're going to have the fastest relative upload speeds. And so if you have like an RPC server, for instance, in Western Africa, those devices should have no difficulty submitting new work to that RPC server. Which is really counterintuitive, because we say, well, the download speed is relatively slower there, but guess what? Submitting new work is an upload task in a scenario like that. And so this can start to really steer as we look at more broader Web3 products, how to do it. Another example, for instance, for DATS testing, where they're testing the resilience of websites, is perhaps counterintuitively some of these West and Sub-Saharan African and Southeast Asian countries are actually the perfect place for us to steer some of that testing, because they have a better upload performance, and that's what we need to test the websites in that way. So this is a fascinating data set. That's why we're making it public. We wanted to show the community what you'd help us build, and actually show some of the great, really interesting insights here. And as I said, I haven't really seen, particularly in Africa and Asia, this data is not really available. There's great speed testing data available for the US and parts of Western Europe, but for a lot of the rest of the world, this data doesn't really exist.
Yeah, let's put the next slide here, because it's a little more detailed on what you're talking about.
Yep. So we can look at average upload speeds, and we can look at some of the fastest countries. So Iceland, surprisingly, has the fastest upload speeds in our test, which is kind of interesting, although it also makes sense. It's to be expected. Historically, one of the regions with the fastest download speeds was Hong Kong. And people always said, yeah, well, of course it had some of the faster download speeds because it's a relatively small geographic area, so it's easy to have it well covered. And so it's very interesting here that Iceland has really high upload speeds, which probably makes sense because it's a very relatively small geographic region. So sort of wherever you are there, you're going to have pretty good coverage.
Yeah. So this is going to this enables us to actually launch basically UpRock's uptime monitoring and website monitoring tools.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be far superior than anything Web2 has ever built, and it's manageable, it's efficient because it's people powered, it's tokenized. Web2 companies just have not thought about doing it this way, because before crypto, it just wasn't possible to do all these microtransactions around the world, and it was just too costly to get a bunch of installs and constantly maintain them. Because today, if you want to do that, you're paying for installs, you're building SDKs to woo developers over to put it into their games, and you're just there's no direct to consumer, direct to people interaction. You're just working with a lot of third parties to maintain and make sure your install of the network is fresh and actually real. In the token space, it's like direct. It's like everyone's directly getting rev share, but so when the data task is sent out, whether it's a speed test or uptime test or whatever, that revenue gets directly shared in the Web3 way. That's really powerful. It's way more efficient. It's faster. It's a lot more cost effective. You're actually able to maintain, and because we have device verification within that too. People know they're paying for real devices, a real people powered network. That's why it's power. So it's uptime and website monitors are coming. We're gonna have a status page, UpRock status page. Our vision is to enable all of Web3 to use that. So if you want to know if our chain or website is up or down, you're going to choose UpRock to actually display your status page report, because it's going to be far superior and DePIN powered. What's also cool about the Web3 space is because we're crypto native, our business partners that are also crypto native can actually deposit their tokens into the wallet, into the portal, our UpRock Prism. And so that not only can UpRock users our UpRock tokens for doing these uptime and speed tests, but they can also earn additional tokens from our partners. So instead of just paying us USDC or cash, they can actually upload, like DATS is going to do. They're going to upload their tokens so people can earn DATS token for performing those cybersecurity tests. So that just unlocks a lot more possibilities. It's more exciting for our partners, especially ones that have their own token. And it's also very exciting for our community because everyone loves to be exposed to multiple projects and earn multiple tokens while they sleep, right?
Yeah, and speaking of projects, I mean, this also gives us great insight as we're building, like you said, the world's best rewards program, like things that we can focus on in each area. So like, for example, in very fast or above average upload speed areas, you know, things like deals for like content creation or cloud or collab tools, tech gaming, enterprise solutions. And then for below average or slow areas, things around infrastructure partnerships. It also gives us insight on like where to optimize, like making light versions of the app, or which areas of our product can we optimize for these different regions. So I think that it's so great to have this information. It's all well-rounded, both on the enterprise side, the earner side, and the consumer side. So really great to have this last 12 months of information and really great use cases for future business use cases, strategic recommendations. I'm sure the brains are gonna have some really great feedback for us after reviewing the report when we make it when we put it online. So very happy and excited to see what we all come up with together.
Yep.
All right. And then so that is our so far that was, let's see, that was traffic asymmetry and up and speeds. Then we also have this one is no shocker. Our device distribution is like almost 94% Android, but I mean that's no shocker. We are we're a mobile first team, and Android is our forte. And we launched the Android app before we launched the others. So no surprise there that's 94% of our device distribution. But you know, we've got Linux we've got iOS coming up there. It's growing, and we released the Linux and Windows desktop app a few months ago. We've had the Mac app out for about a year, but that is also getting a very sizable update as well to have the feature parity and design parity with the mobile applications. What's interesting too is talking about the install base, NG, Nigeria here, and Chris, what you were saying earlier about the growing infrastructure in Africa, all these folks on mobile devices. So yeah, that's what we got there. And I could see, what else do we have here? We have the Philippines, 5.5%. I think I read somewhere that the Philippines and it's like Nigeria, where they're great for testing, because the user base there is always testing out new things on mobile devices. So
yeah,
no surprise to see those two countries on our install base.
Yeah, very good early adopters. Yeah, and US is on iOS, actually US #1. On Android it's like 2 or 3. It kind of fluctuates. But yeah, it's this is kind of this is a good. And by the way, we don't pay for ads. This is organic. So you know, we put it out there. We haven't localized the client yet. Like, we haven't translated the app yet into different languages. So this is what people will find when they're looking for UpRock or passive income or reward program. They find us. And so this is organic traffic today. I think the number of countries there, I think the lab report over that number's I probably
I think
that maybe a couple cities twice there.
No, I think what it's doing is that it's including disputed or partially recognized or autonomous territories. Okay. So like it's like 193 for UN.
The UN.
Yeah.
Right. So so this is one where I don't know if we want to get into the politics of this too much, but essentially, let's say, you know, we're engineers first. So we're interested in the true sort of logical partitionings. You know, where are there independent ISPs that are grouped together that are, you know, commonly recognized by, you know, like in geolocation data as being a unique place. We're making no assertion about whether these are countries as recognized by the UN or by some other internet. This is just, you know, as recognized by the internet. These are distinct country-like regions.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so thanks, VDM, Best Weekly. A lot of information on this one. We will put this report. There's much more detail on the rest of the report, but we only have an hour. And so we will put that online so you guys can have a stab at it. And the brains, I want you to get to work and let's see what we can do with this.
And
we know what we
goal
can
is like,
do. Let's get some more new ideas, some fresh eyes on it. And Klaus, you had a great question too. What region, if you're the viewers here, what region are you from? So I'm in the U.S. Just the U.S.
We're all in the U.S. today.
Chris is in the
We're
U.S.
all in the U.S. today.
Romania.
Yeah. Okay. So where's everyone else checking in from?
Yeah. And by the way, if you like this is what we want to do on the live stream. We're going to highlight our community, highlight spotlights with the product, and then with the dashboard, actually we're just going to load it every week on the live stream and talk and just show live numbers. We'll give us our commentary, what we got done previous week, how it's impacted the business, how it's impacted the token, and then we're just going to talk through the live dashboard. You can see it. We're just going to give commentary, and it's going to and we want So I think that's going to be a very useful and hopefully insightful. You actually have more data in the live stream, and then you guys can just check it anytime you want. So that is the goal. So this is what the report will enable. It's the reports from the last year of data, but the live stream will be constant real time. Yeah.
Okay. Now up next we've got little Rocket as Smaug. And sitting on
I love this. I love this one so much. He's so cute in his little costume.
Cute. And what do dragons do? Well, they set fire to things. So I guess our next subject here is burn. So we've got part of our strategic.
Okay, I see what you did there. I was wondering where you were going with that picture.
All right. Well, Chris, you want to get into or Jesse, you want to let's talk about burn.
Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, no. So it's on. So we're gonna add this to our tokenomics page, so you can constantly see our how much we're burning at any time. And it's also we want to add it to the dashboard too. So it's gonna be in both pages. But since we have a specific place called tokenomics, uprock.com/tokenomics, we should have it there too, since that's specific tokenomics stuff. But we'll be in the dashboard as well. But we just want to be able to show it. You guys, what would really help is this is really important for every token. How much you're actually buying back and burning and putting to liquidity pools. This is very important for the health of the token. So the best thing you can do here is take a screenshot of it and just share it on social. Like that's what you want to do. Like look at UpRock, they're burning tokens. The tokenomic works. This is what they're doing. It's real time. It's active, and they're just getting started. So if you want to help out anyway, this is what people love to see. They love to see that we're actually buying back, burning tokens, buying back, adding to the liquidity pool, and we're being very transparent about it. So yeah, that's what this is.
And I'll just add one more thing. You'll notice at the moment that we're sort of burning in big chunks sporadically. That's because this process is still sort of semi-manual, where we have to do some figuring, run a script, etc. But we're gradually making it at least to the more common aspects of burning. We're working on making them automated so that we'll start to see it happening. It'll happen in smaller chunks, but much more often. But for the moment, we still are. But if you ever go and you go, oh, they haven't burned for a little while, that's just because it's a sort of annoying manual process right now. But we'll do it from time to time. But all of the tokens that are set to burn are going into wallets to hold on to them until we actually get around to doing the burns and posting the data. So that's why sometimes it comes in chunks instead of continuously.
Cool. Jen, you're on mute, so we can't hear you if you're talking.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers it. But yeah, always feel free to share the numbers and ask us questions about it, and we can move on.
Cool. Okay, I don't know if you guys, but I'm feeling slightly laggy over here. So can you guys hear me okay? Jen, you're on mute still, and Chris is too. Are you guys okay?
I know. Yep. Just waiting for the slides here. So, the other thing we wanted to talk about is we're kicking off a community discussion around this. What should we do with inactive wallets? Inactive wallets where the device hasn't logged in, the account hasn't logged in for a long time, where nothing's going on with it. And so we've started a discussion with the community, and we really want all of your feedback on this about what counts as an inactive wallet. Obviously, we think, for instance, if you've done any kind of staking or anything like that, then you're obviously active, even if you're not logging in regularly. But if there's just no signs of life at all after a certain period of time, we think that it's the right thing, potentially the right thing to do there is to go ahead and burn those wallets. And so we kicked off a discussion with the community, and we'd really like to hear your feedback on this. So we're not going to do anything until we've heard from the community and we hear what you guys think. But we think this is overall, this will help reduce the supply, and it'll help take. And in part of it is, if these wallets are totally defunct and inactive, then there's no real value to keeping them, and there is a value to burning them, and that value is to reduce the supply for the entire community. So we really want to have a great discussion around this.
Yeah, and it's not,
Yeah,
and we're being, and when we say inactive, we're being really generous with that. It's not like you haven't logged in the past month. We're talking like some accounts might have not logged in for 6 months, and they earn some tokens. Maybe not a lot, but there are a lot of those, and some of them could have just been in the beginning when we first started. But there are quite a few who just never logged in after 6 months, and so we need to think about maybe having some policy there, like if you haven't logged in within 6 months, maybe we burn those tokens. Or but we also add some exceptions. So if you're staking, maybe you staking and forget, which is fine. So we don't want to consider that inactive. There could be other reasons why you might not check in. But if you really have not just done anything, and also, by the way, we're sending you push notifications, we're sending you emails, we're notifying our community that there is this new inactive policy, and you still haven't done anything, basically, which means you do not care, then maybe we should burn those tokens because they're just sitting there, and it's more healthy for the community if we don't just have inactive accounts just constantly add up. So yeah, we don't want to take any moves yet until we give a lot of people a heads up. Let's talk about it. Let's hear ideas and suggestions. Like what would be a reasonable time frame, and how much warning should we give folks? And I think we should be very generous with it. But if it's a really long time and you have never logged in, then I think we should, give many warnings and say, hey, by the way, you need to log in at least once, and we can give those warnings over maybe a 60-day period. And if you're still not doing that, then maybe you're gone, maybe you don't care. And at that point, yeah, it's like zombie tokens. It's just doing nothing but bogging us down because we might as well. I think we just might as well delete those accounts. So.
Yeah. So anyway, head over to Discord. Somebody just asked about this. VDM, to your question, I don't know the exact number. Somebody can pull that up in the thing. Drew, I see that somebody answered you already, but it's the UPT utility channel on Discord. So if you have an opinion about this, you think, what the hell are you guys talking about? You're crazy. Or you think, yes, absolutely, burn, baby, burn, or something in between, head on over and let us know, because we really want to hear back from the community about this. And yeah, so that's what's been on our minds lately.
Cool.
All right.
All righty. Next.
Great. Okay.
By the way, you know what? I just realized, Jen, we've had a huge storm about I think 1 million homes in Seattle have no power or something. So that could also be the issue. Maybe Jen's a little laggy today. I just realized that we're in a storm.
Yeah.
There's a storm happening today. Yeah. So bear with us if things are laggy. I'm feeling the lag a little bit. So it's new staking. So go ahead, Jen, if you're back on.
If I'm caught up, I don't know. I think I might still be lagging. I think I might be okay right now. But okay, so we have a new staking tier. We talked about this last week. So this is for stakes that are under 1,000 UPT, not under 100. So 100 UPT to under 1,000 UPT. And so we got 2 new tiers for you. You could do 6 months or 12 months, and those options are 7% to 10% APY. So head over to, again, staking now is live on your account on the web. So UpRock.com, log into your account. You'll see a big staking button there, and you'll see those 2 new tiers. So again, that's from 1,000 UPT down to 100 UPT. 100 UPT is the minimum. And you got those 2 staking tiers with separate benefits.
Great. Yep. Yeah, if it's sitting in your wallet, might as well stake it. So
Might as well
definitely take
stake
advantage
it.
of it.
Get your bonus 250 UPT when you buy 1,000 UPT, and then just stake it.
Yeah.
Again, reminder on that bonus. Yeah, that is, you go on buy UPT on your account, UpRock.com, and you get that extra 250 UPT if you buy 1,000. And that is a limited offer that ends on November 30th. So go check that out. Get your bonus.
Yeah.
All right. This is also just a quick recap from last week. We are working. This is still a work in progress, but got a lot of great feedback and suggestions from DeBrains on a proposal for a revamped referral program. So boosting your rewards with activity-based tiers. So these are going to be incremental awards, rewards, uptime multipliers. So things like, you meet a certain uptime required. And again, these are still a work in progress. This is not like finalized yet, but some of the ideas are like, you have meet a certain uptime requirement, then you get a booster, or you can apply a multiplier to your earnings at any time you want. If you earned, it's almost like a game, you get a 2 times rewards and you can activate that and it will last for X amount of hours or X amount of days or something like that. So a lot of stuff is still in the ideation phase. And if you'd like to join that and you got DeBrains and you want to join DeBrains, then head over to our Discord and join the Contribute to Earn program. It's a lot of different channels. Like we were just talking about burning a couple slides ago, that channel is the UPT utility channel. And so there's a lot of great feedback there. This is another one. So big shout out again to our contributors for helping us with this and fleshing this out with us. All right, and we've got another reminder. Again, we mentioned this last week, but we got the games. iOS, we were hoping was going to come out before this stream, but I swear we're very close to releasing that. So right now, this is on Android. The interface will get an update. The iOS update is coming out very soon, where you can play your favorite games, find them in this new game wall in the UpRock app, and you can just play these games that you love, and you get paid for it. You earn points, which then can be converted into UPT, or you earn UPT
And
for just doing what you do anyway, playing your games.
Let me be specific too with the update. So one, you're gonna see a UI update on Android. You're gonna see a claim button and actually a pop-up. So when you actually get a reward, it's gonna be just very you don't have to search for it. You just know it worked. So we just want to make that very clear. And so you'll have a pop-up and you have a claim button. So whenever there's a reward available that you've won, you just have a button and you'll see it very clearly. So that's not there today. So that'll be great. Second, there's 2 types of games: play to earn and multi-reward steps. So play to earn is like time-based. Like every day the timer resets and you can play. That UI on Android doesn't make that clear. It doesn't there's no countdown, for example, per day. So that will be added so you can see, okay, this resets every day and you have 30 days to earn tokens by playing and just time-based. So play to earn, which is great because you can try it out, you can see it works, people then trust the whole thing. And so it's been a really great way to convert people for the first-time player. And second, for the multi-rewards, it's a little different. And that's going to pretty much stay the same, but at least because it's different steps. So like mission 1, mission 2, bonus levels, etc. We just want to make it a little more obvious that it's working. And then some people have asked us that the amount of rewards and what's displayed and how much you've got there were some bugs with that. So we are fixing that with this release too. And so those are the things that are happening with this on Android. And all those issues will be obviously coming to iOS. So yeah, it's really close. We're testing it. I think iOS probably go out next week, and then we can get your feedback on iOS. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
Now we've got CoinGecko. Again, that's something we mentioned last week, but you can now head over to CoinGecko and add UPT to your favorites and your portfolio, so you never miss out on crucial market movements. So check the latest UPT stats on CoinGecko.
And we did send a card, so we're testing this. More importantly, what this is going to be a bigger plan of is we want to be able to use the community power, the DePIN power, to trend on some of these sites and help UpRock the UPT token start trending. and we want to do it once in a while, so it actually works. If we do it every time, we don't want to abuse it. But we sent a card out, and so we want to see how many people tapped on it and actually loaded the site. And so a lot of people interact with that notification, which is great. So the next step is we need to be able to have people load it and actually type in UpRock or UPT. And if you do that within a certain time period, a lot of time is 24 hours, you can actually start trending. And for example, I think CoinGecko or BirdEye, the top 10 tokens, the number one, I think last week had 8,000 views. So it only takes 8,000 views to become a trending token on some of these sites, which brings attention to the project, bringing attention to UpRock, to the community, and it's great for everybody, right? So when we have tens of thousands of people around the world, 10,000 of us to just tap on that card and type in UpRock can help us trend for that day. So that's amazing. So we're testing out the intervals, how to display it, how to make that actually work, so that it actually counts as a view. So you might have seen it. So you're going to see little tests here and there. Once we figure it out, we're going to have this thing called alpha pack. So it's like we're going to rally the community once in a while to say, hey, now it's time, 24/7, 24 hours. We got to trend right now. And so we're going to pick different listings, different places to do this with.
Yeah, I love alpha pack. I love the howling pack. All right. Okay, so that's it for UpRock updates this week. We're gonna move on real quick. We got a real fun one for dePioneers. dePioneers is the DePIN group that is a collection of a bunch of different DePIN projects in the DAO or the policy. And they got a new deal for us for the holders. So iLoop Finance is a platform known for maximizing liquid staking tokens, or LSTs, and they're partnering with dePioneers. So the dePioneers DAO, the policy, as we call it, UPT Soul holdings are about to work smarter, not harder. As a bonus, iLoop is dropping an exclusive airdrop for staked NFT holders. So if you hold a kitty, you are eligible for this exclusive airdrop. So here's what you got to do. One, you have to stake your NFTs before the snapshot, so you have less than 24 hours. The snapshot date and time is Thursday, November 22nd at 7 a.m. Wait, hang on a second.
Just do it now.
Do it right now.
Just do it now. We got a day.
Just do it now. Doing and do this right now.
Just do it now.
Okay. Yeah, this was shared in the dePioneers group, so I might be getting this a little bit late. But anyway, so do it right now. You have to have the proof of holding. So rewards vary by the number of NFTs you have staked. And be sure to stake all your cats before the snapshot date so they can get the most accurate count and you can maximize your airdrop amount. And so this is a claimable airdrop to each holder. If you are part of the dePioneers policy or DAO, head over to their Discord or check out their post on X. So the X account is x.com/dePioneerCats, plural cats, and they'll have a post there on X for more information. Okay. That's it for. Am I lagged, by the way?
Yeah, it sounds maybe a little lagged, but I hear you. And just for people who are new, why we bring up dePioneers, maybe a quick reminder. dePioneers is a premier DePIN DAO, and it's a NFT is a membership, so you buy the dePioneer NFT and you get a lot of perks and benefits. And that team works really hard to bring a lot of value to the holders. But the purpose of the DAO is people who are bullish on DePIN, and it's a really great way for us, a great vehicle for us to collaborate with other DePIN projects and build relationships and good marketing. And we don't charge each other, so we help build each other's traffic up or promote each other just organically. And so it's been amazing because in the face of crypto, people tend to there's a lot of grifters and a lot of people want to charge you for everything you do, every little post. And we want to do the opposite of that. We want to make a really organic, community-based DAO that helps elevate really cool projects and startups and people are building stuff in the DePIN space specifically. So that's what dePioneers is. That team works really hard. They bring DePIN perks, but also they do cross-pollinate with other just crypto-minded and like-minded projects. And so some of these perks are not quite DePIN related, but doesn't matter. We might as well, they're building relationships. They're getting people to know about dePioneers, and that means they're getting to know people, the projects in dePioneers, and at the same time bringing cool stuff like airdrops and perks and benefits. So yeah, that's what dePioneers is about. Just a quick reminder.
Okay, so that's I guess that's a wrap, fellas.
Yep.
I think we're good. Okay, so that was a great weekly stream again. We did really well. We are 1 minute and 1 hour and 1 minute and 30 seconds. So we're getting closer.
You were right on time today. Let me answer a couple last minute questions here to Gary. Head over to dePioneers.com. You can see the dePioneers that are available. VDM, I don't know the X address for iLoop off the top of my head, but oh, never mind. Somebody beat me to it. And there we go. As always, thanks so much for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it when you take an hour with us, and we hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend.
Yeah.
See you next
Thanks,
week,
everybody.
Bye.
Appreciate everyone.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.